So we'll just start with some rolling. So just rolling this way. Pin the shoulder down. Be rotating the wrist and the forearm. So really working the grip in the little fingers. Changing side to the left. Good. And then just alternating between the hands. Okay, rolling out with extension through the arm. The elbow tight to the body as you pull it back. Okay, to the side, to the left. Good. And then alternating each time. So it goes right and left. Good, just one hand, rotating. What's your?
Gesundheit.
Yeah. Good. And now really starting to bring the hip into the movement. Change into the left. Hey, roll. Good morning.
Morning.
Good. And then just alternating left and right each side. We allow the hip to initiate the movement. And both hands on the jaw, and just kind of the same motion, but really, now really rolling the hip as well. This way, right across the body. Good. Just change the hand that's on top. Oh. Good. And then you're going to reverse the motion. So now swinging from low to high. Okay. You're going to separate the hands the thumbs are facing together. So what you do now is curl into the armpit and then roll it out this way. This way. Roll it out this way. Tight to the hip and then unlock it through the hip work. So, good, keep going. Hey, now go. No problem. Ah, she can't hear. Hmm. Huh? Okay, when you do this one, keep it really tight to the armpit, and you're gonna basically use the hip again to unlock the move. So this unlocks it out. So feel that you get very tight to the arm. I can do it also like this, so that it's just the kind of arm work. Where you get a feeling that you kind of lock it into the body and then release through the hip. Release through the hip. And then the movement becomes like this kind of movement. You're basically doing this kind of curl with the body. This movement with the body. Which is really coming from the hip. And it's the same movement, you're just going to release it now up. You come through and then back down. This raises, comes down. And again, the raise is going to initiate from the hip work and then the sinking from the hip work. So raise up and sink down. Raise up, sink down. So the hip's really active in the movement. And that's it. And then just back to one side again, you're going to be in this position. I want you to use the armpit again this way, and then I want you to really just roll it all the way out. So you're going to end in this position. So you do a kind of full rotation all the way. Armpit to the forearm, basically. So this, tight to the body, and then release it this way, and then roll it back. Release it. Really a full rotation with the wrist. So, got it. That's it, very nice. Yeah, good. Good. And then just the same on the other side. Again, see if you can keep this basically quite tight to the body. Right down. Elbow, shoulder, everything's quite low. Okay, using the shoulder just a bit further down the stick, rolling over this way. So passing the jaw right over the back. This case really opening the shoulder out to the back. So keeping the shoulder low, but really open it out right to the back. And this arm's going to really curl underneath this way. There we go. So we'll add one move to this. Hopefully you can do it with your space. You're going to roll it when you find the roll here and you make the transition. What I want you to do, rather than bringing it straight back into the elbow, this way, what I want you to do is roll it up here, this way. So really send the jaws up, and then what I want you to do is wrap it around the body here, this way, and then release it and find back to the shoulder, to the elbow. So then what you're going to do is swing it across the body and then roll it back. You do one, swing it down, and then wrap it around the elbow. So you really raise, swing. Hopefully you can do it. You can keep it kind of smaller if you've not got the space. If you've got the space, so you fire it up, send it down, and then coil it back. Really wrap it across the body in the second movement. Just wraps in and then release it. Let's try it. That's it. Okay, good. Long. That's it. Good. Ah.
Thank you, Michael.
Michael.
Sorry, I tried to use mobile but not.
No.
So now I fixed the computer. Thank you, thank you.
Perfect. Good. Okay. Again, nice and small, and just using the back of the wrist. So you're gonna just cross over now this way. So the hand crosses over. Kind of, you change at the thumbs, and then you just roll it over this way. You change right underneath this way. And I was just changing at the side, and just make sure the stick's going in this direction. So it's going in a reverse direction than when we normally use it. It's gonna cross over underneath. Cross over underneath. Ouch. Good. There we go, good. Nice. Very nice. Okay, last one, just roll into the back. So crossing right over to the back. And in this case, really opening out to the back of the body. This way, this way. Just allow the spine to really mobilize around the jaw. Bring it quite close to the body, but not too close that you hit yourself. This way. Okay, so we'll work with the body now in motion and just keep the jaw moving in this case. So you're going to do, depending on your space, 2 or 3 movements forward. So I want you to kind of step with it this way, 2, and then rotate this way. And then I want you to continue with it. 1, 2, 3, and roll with it. And just keep moving with the jaw. So do 2 or 3 steps, and then I want you to roll to the back. I'm going to change it and then continue it. And you can play with forward and backward movement. Just keep the jaw moving. Do 2 or 3 steps and change. you're going to make this one now. So this one going to the elbow, rolling through, and now you're going to basically make the step with this motion. Find the step here through. So find the position, step through this way. Okay. When you can do 2 or 3 steps depending on your space. You can also do this on the spot this way. But just get the sense of curling through with it. When you want to change, you basically find this position, roll it up, and then what I want you to do is really curl the body this way. So when we did this movement, this curl, what I want you to do is find this curling motion now with a rotation, and then release it. Do 1, 2, 3, up, and then really curl it down this way, and then release it up with a step this way. This way, curl it down. So find that curl across the body with a rotation. Curl, and roll. Continue with it. Yeah. You can also do this on the spot too. When you want to just change this way, roll it. Yeah. Very good. Good. Okay, great. So we'll look at some kind of Hasso movements. In this case, just work on the spot. So you're going to start on the right side, and you start basing Kenkamai. This way. What I want you to do is bring the back foot in, come in and slide all the way down the jaw this way. Okay, so the hand slides all the way down this way, and then bring this foot back and curl it over this way. And you're just going to work in this position. You're kind of really using the Hasso like a blocking position. So you bring the hands together, and then you roll out. Kind of specific handwork in this case. We'll just do just the right side. You roll through the body this way, and then roll up here. Okay, and you finish with the thumbs pointing together. So we'll just run through just the very first motion from here. Roll through, you basically block, and then you press back with it this way. This hand slides down. The thumbs point towards each other. So bring the feet together, block, and then roll up with it. Just do it in 2 moves, so the legs and the hands move together. This way. So if you think am I, 1. Big, nice, clear, big movements. Hopefully you've got space.
Michael, I didn't quite see that last bit.
Oh.
With your hands, please.
Okay, I'll do really close. So you go like this, all the way down, this way. Now from here, I press up and this hand moves. Yeah, see this. Later when you do this, you just do this like this way. But for a really basic way, I'm going to really roll down the jaw this way, find the middle, and then the right hand is going to slide back up into the center. And then this hand slides down. See that?
There. Okay, thank you.
So you go 1, block, 2, press up. Okay. Good. Okay, good. And in this really basic sense, really get a sense that the body's going to drop the weight in. So the feeling in the block is like the body dropping in. So everything comes in and presses down this way. So the feeling's really is either to meet a ski or a yokomen. So in this case, what I want to do is meet it and press it down. And then from here, roll through this position. There's a kind of preparation into it. But in this case, I don't just want to kind of flow through it this way. I really get a sense that the weight of the body is going to shift in, and then roll down this way. Normally this movement's done backwards with a block, but in this case, just on the spot, just to really practice the footwork, press the weight in and then press back with it this way. Yeah, give it a try. This is really a blocking movement, which is pressing down and rolling back up this way. Okay, give it a try. Yeah, that's okay, good. Good. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, and that movement's really a bit exaggerated. It's just to practice the movements of the hands. What you do now is just roll in the hand to the center, press through, and then roll it this way. This is much more efficient. The last movement's really just to practice this feeling of rolling with the hands. In this case, much more efficient. The right hand now just basically finds just beyond the center line, the middle of the jaw. And then you're going to press in this way, and then just roll straight back up. Okay, so much more efficient. So you've now just got two hand movements. You've got 1 and 2 onto the end. The left hand slides all the way down the jaw now, so you're going to slide it in and slide out this way. Okay, so in this case, just practice like this. The right hand, practice this, come into the center, and the left hand, just keep it open. Roll through and find this position here. So just basically working with the fingertips. And what I want to do is really practice that the hand slides down the jaw this way. So it's always actually in contact this way. If in this case I push out, then I loop the jaw through the impact. So in order to make it as a kind of effective block, I press through and then roll through it. Keep the jaw really in control. In this case, just finish in the fingertips. Okay, give it a try. So you still this is to move, just that way. Just working with the fingertips. 1. Trying to keep as much contact as you can with the jaw. That's it. Nice. Good. Great. Good. And then just go to finding the grip. So use the same motion, roll through, press, and then find the grip at the end. You're still going to do this sliding contact, and then basically the hand just closes at the end of the jaw. And we'll get right to the end of the jaw as well. So we'll do this nice and slow. 1, 2, find the grip. And you're going to finish in this position, not in the full Hasso position. So it goes 1, 2. Just the right side. So finishing with the grip. 1, 2. This way. Yeah, give it a try. Let's see. That's good. Okay, and now we're going to use a footwork which is going back. So what I want you to do from the kamae, from the right side kamae, I just want you to roll straight back and find the movement here. Okay, so you're going to basically press all the way through the block this way. So the one of the problems with this training is that it does tend to be in two, 1 point and then 2 points. I'm kind of breaking the movement out. So in this case, just make it one movement and just roll to the back. Roll all the way through, right to the back. It's the kind of retreating block, blocking and pressing through with a preparation to come back in. In terms of the footwork, I just want to curl into the back hip and then pull the back hip out this way and finish nice and strong. Yeah, so just a backwards footwork with the same handwork. This way, finishing in this position. Okay, right. Good. Okay, good. And the kind of tricky point in this is trying to keep the weight at the right point. So what I can do in this case is kind of press the weight out and it rolls out of the jaw. And then this basically, the weight's being pressed to the tip of the jaw and it's going to throw the body out. What I want to do is keep the weight in the center and pressing basically through the jaw at the right point. So this is when the hands come to this position here. So that basically when I'm pressing the weight back, it's basically pressing through this point. And this is the contact point of the jaw. So if you imagine the contact point here, my center in this case is pressing the weight through here. And then as I continue it, that point is shifting to the center of the hand and then to this point. Okay, so keep basically the center of the body, the center line of the body in contact or being useful through the movement. This kind of feeling here. So it's actually staying in the area between the hands. And the moment I press that weight out of the jaw, it's gonna move from controlling it between the hands to out of the jaw this way. Okay, so in this case, basically don't push the jaw out because it'll throw your weight out of the center. So really get a feeling that you're in the center of the movement here, and you finish right in the center of it. Okay, so just really feel what's going on between the hands as you make this movement. Okay? There's really a risk that you're going to toss the weight out with the movement. So just try and contain it between the hands. Okay, try. Yeah, that's it. Okay, good. So you really want a kind of heavy, dense, blocking movement. That's it. Great. Very nice. Okay, great. We're going to go back to on the spot and we're going to do the other side. So what I want to do is start in this position, the position you finished in. And the thumbs are pointing towards each other and you're up this way. Okay, you're going to do in the footwork, this case is bring the right foot in, here together, this way. And you basically block down this way. Now this case, the handwork's different. So on the left side, it's different. So what I do now is bring the right hand down to the jaw, this way, and then bring it up this way. And in this case, the thumbs finish pointing in the same direction, not together, not towards each other. So start with the thumbs pointing towards each other. You bring the foot in, strike down, and then the right hand shifts down the jaw. And then I roll back up this way. Okay, thumbs pointing down this way. Okay, so just practice this as 2 moves. Basically pressing with a block, shift the hand, and then roll back up this way. Like this. 1. Okay, give it a try. This is the left side. So the 2 rotations are slightly different. Good. And later when this becomes fluid, slightly changes. I do it this way. But in the case of training the basic, just to really train the handwork and to feel that it's really different. So in this case, really shift this hand down and then find the rotation. So this is really in a basic way, but this shifts down and then shift the hand and then shift the body this way. So find this position, this, and roll it back this way. Okay, give it a try. Just get a feel for it. Slightly different. That's it. That's it, Serena. Good. Good.
Hello.
Okay, good. And then just try and flow this together. So still staying on the spot, bringing the feet together, finding the block, and then releasing through the movement. Okay, so in this case, this arm's really going to do a movement like this and roll through this way. So you're in this position, roll through and bring the hand together this way. So this hand still mobilizes on the jaw, but it does it now in the rotation and not separate from it. So 1, 2. Now it just goes together. So you press through and find the movement here. Okay, give it a try. Just blend it together. So still using the movement on the spot, just roll it in this way. Roll it in that way. That's it. Good. Okay, and staying on the spot, just bring both of the movements together. So keep it quite soft in the hands. So you're basically going to roll everything together here and back. And now just basically continue the motion. So from here, just keep this going. Back on the left side, right side. Left side, right side. And the jaw should feel very light in the hands. So if it feels kind of heavy, just because I'm kind of adding into the arms, but just get the feel that the body sinks in, hands are light. Body sinks in, arms are light. This way. And just really work with the lower body pressing through the ground. And then just allow the arms to follow the body movement. So the body comes in, presses through the jaw. Yeah, just try left and right side. Nice and slow. And if I do this a lot, I'll find out how the movement is kind of working through the body. If I'm doing this a lot with the arms, I'll feel it a lot in the arms. But if I can really access the kind of back of the body and the hips are making the movement, I can do this kind of for a long time. So one of the tricks, no, one of the good things to do is do this for a very long time, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Just roll through it and really feel that you can start to become more kind of efficient in the body work. And it's basically just that the body goes first and the arms follow that. So if I get that kind of coordination, I can really get the feeling that the Joe's in control. And as soon as I go to the hands creating the movement, it's going to get straight away to working in the arms very heavily. And the Joe will feel very heavy in the arms. And I can't do this for very long. So just get the feeling, in this case, slow it down a little bit and really get the feeling that the body initiates. Body initiates. So all the time, again, the center's working through the hands into the Joe. This way. This way. This way. Just get the feeling that the body's going to kind of really roll in and press. Right. Yeah, that's it. Good. Okay, great. Okay, great. So I'll do with the footwork now. This is all sliding back, so stepping back with the body. So I'm going to bring the front foot back, find the roll on the right side, on the left side, sorry. And then you're going to bring the left foot back, find on the left side this way. So it's basically 2 steps and 2 movements backwards, 2 blocks. So it's 1 rolling up and then 2 rolling up this way. Okay, so nice and easy. All the same, just now changing the footwork. So it goes 1, 2, rolling back. And again, just allow the body to swing through the movement. 1, 2, fine. Okay. 1, and done. That's good. Good. Okay, so we'll do a few movements from this. So you can basically make attacking movements on the first movement or the second movement, depending on where in kind of partner practice you would finish it. So we're going to start with just the first one and some options from it. So the first position, this one. All the options are basically going to use the back side of the Joe. So the first one, nice and easy, is just stepping through and striking down with the hands this way. Okay, and keep the hands as they are so they stay in this position. You just roll back and then pressing forward this way. And I'm basically using the tip of the Joe to press down with the strike. It's like a yokomen with a reverse grip. So this pressing down in this position. There's a strike to the head. So roll back, yeah, and then press in this way. Strong extension with the arms. Okay, give it a try. So it's the first option. Very simple.
Michael, for me, I feel like this is doing Gedan Gaishi, but in the air, but higher.
A little bit, yeah.
It's
Oh, that's-
I mean, the weight.
yeah, the weight's kind of this. It's a similar thing. Also, the way that the arms use extension. It's pretty kind of similar. This way. Now the key is that I don't just do that this way and tight to the body this way, but also in the sense like the Gedan Gaishi, the arms use a good nice strong extension out from the body. So in this case, the same. Basically coming to this position here. The arms in this way, this way, this way, not this way. Okay. Right. Also play with this one. I'm also going to leave the line. So when you roll back this way, and then when I step in, not just down the line, but really off the line this way and striking down this way. This is in this case really avoiding a strike down. So this way also gives a really clear invitation to strike the head, and then as you come through, you're basically avoiding that strike and going for the head back this way. So really, in this case, explore really rolling off the line, rolling back and coming off the line this way, and wedge right off the line. Good. Good. Okay, and then using the same movement, this is basically blending before the strike. So in that case, we're coming off the line. Now I'm going to really get into down the line. So this way, you can use a similar motion, but I'm going to step in here this way. And this is striking for the wrist. This is basically a control to the wrist. In a similar way, we use the bokken this way, coming up for the wrist this way. And in this case, using the back end of the jaw, you're going to slide and press. So basically going right underneath either the wrist or into the elbows. And you're going to press through with it this way. It's using the same motion, but just changing the angle. This way, and I'm going to get in early this time. So right underneath it this way. Pressing the body through. Nice strong extension. In terms of the line work, here and then in this position, and then pressing through with it. So in this case, you're working against someone doing this strike. You want to catch them just before the strike starts to descend here, across the elbows or into the wrist, and then pressing them out this way. So in this case, roll back and then roll straight into it. Okay, give it a try. Awesome. Yeah, good. 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 Okay, we'll go to the other strike. So in this case, you find this one, and then you continue back into the blocks this way, on this side, and then back to this position. Now from here, very similar, I'm going to step from the back foot and strike down to the head this way. So just to focus on the strike, this goes 1, rolling back, 2, rolling back, and then here with the left foot, coming in and striking down. And again, using the back end of the jerk to make the strike, right for the top of the head. 1, 2, striking here. Yeah, give it a try. Nice and easy. So on the second strike. 1, 2, 3. And then in. Okay, good. And what you can also do from here, this is also practice we do in 10th Kumijo. And this is basically where you've got the person here and you use this strike to the head, and then you basically trap the person across the body with the Jo. So in this case, just practice from this position. So you come here, here. This is coming off the line, striking for the head. And what I'm going to do is really place weight through the Jo and compress into the body this way. And then from here, you're going to press them out to the side this way. Okay, so just this one. This is really just about pressing weight. So this whole series is really about how do I press weight through the Jo. Here, press weight through. Yes, striking off to the head. And then from here with the hips, arms extended, pressing in, and then rolling out to the backside. Okay, just give this a try. So just a little end to the movement. You strike and then control. Strike, control, and press them away. Okay, I'm going to give it a try. Okay, this is going to be impossible to show. In this case, just watch my angle on the Jo. So in this case, this, and then as I press in, the tip stays high here. And then as I roll out, it still stays high this way. And then just to the point of the bounce, what you can do is take it down this way to throw them to the ground. And in this case, I want the tip to be high because it also gives me another option, which is to trap the person's, imagine the person's head's here. I would basically trap the person's head between the Jo and my forearm and press in. This also gives you a chance to strangle, to strangled with this way. But if you do this movement, if my movement's to do this, the person can basically escape out. If the Jo passes through into this angle, it starts to pass over the head. But what I want to do is really trap the Jo here in this position. So this stays low and traps the person. As soon as it gets to here, I'm basically free to roll out of it. So in this case, practice strike through and then trap into the body this way. And the option is available then to do this and press in the Jo to the forearm. This. But I basically want to keep this position to control. So this one's pressing in and this one's pressing into this way. And then from here, I can basically walk with them. Get rid of them. Okay, just try. So basically keep the top of the Jo higher than the bottom. So I can press, and then you can get out. We'll do one more movement from there. There's also a yeah, a good one. This, strike in. Okay, you press in and then you throw them to the ground. Now from this position, if I get the right position, what I can do is send the Jo back and strike down again. So this is really a finishing move. So you come here, 1, 2, strike in, press into the body. You basically throw them into the ground this way, and then from here I release. This is like the movement from the Hasso ski. So you release, and then you continue it down and strike down here. Okay, give this a try. So this is an end position. 1, 2, roll the Jo back, and then striking down. Right.
Ah,
2, press, rotate back, strike down.
Yeah, we go. Good.
Okay, good. So just play with these movements now. I want you to use them in motion. So you can do we'll start with the first one, which is the easier one. So the basics, 1, 2, coming in. In the same way you can play with this one here, coming to the wrist. Okay, but now just blend it together with the hip work so things change. In this case, you roll back and roll forward. Okay, so this is done now in all one motion, back and forward. Okay, so you're going to work the hips in this case. Back, forward. Okay, so the Jo doesn't stop. This is always the kind of signature for the Nagai forms. The Jo doesn't stop through the motion. So there's no break in the Jo movement. You roll back and continue with it. Okay, give it a try. Just with this first motion. So 1 block and a strike. Try and blend it all together. And just see if you can feel that you can continue the movement of the Jo. Okay, and the trick's this. This is what really changes is how I use this hand, and basically when I use it. So, in the case of the basic, roll through, and I allow myself to find the back, and then I start this movement. Okay. And in this one, in motion, I do this all on the go. This way. So this hand I find in the movement. So really slow, roll back and forward. So as I'm moving forward, I'm finding this point of the Jo and then striking down with it. Okay, so this all comes together now. So not 1, 2 like this, but really just one motion this way. So you roll back, roll forward this way. Okay, give it a try. And you can do this really slow. It's not about speed. So it's just about how you coordinate the hip work to the hands. Easy. Yeah, okay. That's it, Catherine. Good. Yeah. Got it. Okay. Good. Okay, and then still in motion. See if you can extend to the next movement. So you're going to roll back, and roll in. And we'll just go to the last move. So basically a strike to the head. So you roll the body back, roll back, and then roll in. And again, it's the same feeling. Just look at when you use the hip. So roll back, roll through. So everything, all the handwork happens in the movement. So really slow. 1, 2, 3. And then from here you can find all these kind of movements. Okay, just play with the hips. Hips to hands. So 1, 2, and straight into that move. And then you're out. Okay, try.
Yeah. There we go. Good. Nice.
Okay, and this one more time, just one idea. In this case, it's like you feed off the movement to create the next movement. So when one of the problems with the basic is that we create stalls in the movement, pause and break. We create breaks in the motion. So in this case, what you're really doing in the fluid sense is feeding off one motion and carrying it through into the next. So it's kind of working with the momentum of the move. So it's like you roll through with it. Right. So the contact with the block is actually feeding into the next strike. So just play with this idea, and you can use all the movements we've done. But just get a sense that one movement is feeding into the next, and it basically doesn't stop. The Joe doesn't plung, and then I restart it. So I just kind of feed off one motion and then into the next. So it's the same like going into Kinonagari Taijutsu work. You've got to kind of feed off, roll into the next movement. And I can't use the basic patterns of training in Kihon. I've got to really adapt them and flow into them this way, okay? So just try the last minute, just play with these set and really feel that you can feed from one movement into the next. Basically doesn't stop. Whoosh. Yeah, that's Adrian. Yeah, good. Very good. Super. Okay, very good. But it's a nice set of movements. This is mainly we use in the 10th Kumijo, and also in some of the Kentaijo uses this kind of Hasso movement, which is a Hasso used really as a block, which gives me all these options to come in and respond with it. So it's a slightly different use of the Hasso. But the main thing is to use the hips and keep the weight in the body as you press through the jaw this way. Okay. どうもありがとうございました。
どうもありがとうございました。
Good. Thanks a lot.